As you study English, irregular verbs are probably going to challenge you the most. But in this video, I'm going to show you some tips to make studying irregular verbs a little easier. I'm your English teacher, Kay, with I Speak Spoke Spoken. Now let's get started. Irregular verbs have three forms. They have the base form, or the infinitive, and past simple, and the past participle. However, what's unique and tricky about irregular verbs is that they are not regular. That's why we call them irregular, because the way that they change can be different depending on the verb. One of the ways that irregular verbs change is the vowel sound. So the way that we pronounce the word based on the vowel sound can change between the base form, or the infinitive, past simple, and the past participle. For example, the base verb speak becomes spoke in simple past, and when we add the past participle, becomes spoken. So you can see that the vowel changes between speak and spoke, and when we add the past participle, we're just adding it to the past simple base by adding en. But that's different when we look at a verb like write. The infinitive is write, simple past is wrote, and then we add the past participle en, but we have I here instead of an O, and the T doubles up. So here we have speak, spoke, spoken, and write, wrote, written. But just remember, it's usually the vowel sound that changes between the simple past and the base form of the verb. Now, something that might make your life a little easier with irregular verbs is knowing that the stress stays in the same place. So even though vowel sounds change with pronunciation, you know that in two-syllable or more words, the stress stays in the same place. For example, the word begin, we have stress on the second syllable, begin. And when we look at the past simple, began, again, stress on the second syllable, began. And with the past participle, begun, again, second syllable, begun. So let's practice that all together. Begin, began, begun. See, the stress stays in the same place. And don't forget to click on the little I in the corner so that you can download all of these slides and you can take your free quiz at the end. So another thing that might make irregular verbs a little easier is knowing that some of them have common ending sounds, which means you only have to remember two ways to pronounce the word. If we look at the word find in the base form, the simple past form is found, and so is the past participle, found. And that's the same for bind. Simple past becomes bound. Past participle, bound. So we have find, found, found. Bind, bound, bound. Some of them are easy. Okay, so let's take a look at some more examples and practice. Let's look at the be verb. We've got be, was, were, and been. Say it with me. Be, was, were, been. This one's a little tricky because it sounds like we're saying the word been. We don't say been, we say been. And again, this might look familiar. Speak, spoke, spoken. Say it with me. Speak, spoke, spoken. Good. Let's practice some more examples together. The easiest way to study irregular verbs is practice, practice, practice so that you memorize all the correct forms. Write, wrote, written. Say it with me. Write, wrote, written. Go, went, gone. Go, went, gone. Come, came, come. Say it with me. Come, came, come. And see, saw, seen. See, saw, seen. Take a look at pronunciation here. We do actually say the long E sound, seen. But remember, when we look at the be verb before, be, was, were, and where has my pen gone? Been has the I sound. So we have been, seen. Let's keep practicing. Take, took, taken. Say it with me. Take, took, taken. Now be careful here. It's not took, it's took, took. And here, give, gave, given. Say it with me. Give, gave, given. And this should look familiar. Begin, began, begun. Where's the stress? That's right, it's on the second syllable every time. Begin, began, begun. And eat, ate, eaten. Say it with me. Eat, ate, eaten. Okay, let's keep practicing. You're going to memorize all of these at some point. Drive, drove, driven. Once again, drive, drove, driven. Fly, flew, flown. Fly, flew, flown. Know, knew, known. Know, knew, known. And be careful here. We've got the letter K, but it's silent. Do not pronounce the K in any of these forms. Once again, know, knew, known. And grow, grew, grown. Once again, grow, grew, grown. Okay, now that we've practiced irregular verbs on their own, let's practice them in some example sentences. Like this word. Do you remember the base form? Grow, and this grew, simple past. Last summer, I grew my own tomatoes. And we've got to stress on the second syllable in tomatoes. Tomatoes. And the next sentence, have you ever flown to New York? Do you remember the base verb? Fly, flew, flown, past participle. And last but not least, she has written a novel. The stress goes on the first syllable, written. Do you remember the base form? Write, wrote, written. So that's it for our irregular verbs video. Remember, the best way to study these is practice and memorize. And you can click right here to take the video to see what your level in English is. You can do it with me, and it only takes a few minutes. Once again, I'm your English teacher Kay with I Speak Spoke Spoken, and I'll see you next time. Bye!